Yes, and we were checking in, obviously, before we left. We left on Thursday. And there was a great feeling from the organisers that it was important to put the marathon on because it was testament to the vitality and the resilience of New York. And I last ran a marathon, my only marathon, in New York after 9/11. And then there was a great feeling of look what this city can do even after a disaster. So there was disappointment, I know, from the runners saying, why was the decision taken so late? Why couldn't you have told us before? Having said that, when we got here and were ready to run a marathon, lots of New Yorkers didn't have power, they didn't have drinking water, and so the people who were running were going to get free drinking water from a sponsor when people in their own city weren't able to get drinking water in their own homes. So I think everybody understands why the decision was taken, but there was a lot of disappointment about why it was taken so late when people have spent so much money to get here and are raising so much for charity.
Yes, and that is the key question now as to why it was taken so late. You were raising money for charity. We've spoken to lots of other people today who were doing similarly. I guess we should say, fingers crossed, the charities will at least still get that money.
Well, I'll still run 26.2 miles somewhere. There was a suggestion. Some people were saying they were going to go to Central Park anyway and just do 4.5 laps around it because
is that the equivalent?
That's the equivalent of a marathon. But if everybody does that, then how are they going to police that? They won't get the resources to do that. So I don't know. I'll have to find a marathon because so many people have raised so much money. And the reason I came out was to honour that. And you put in 6 months of training and you raise the money and obviously you want to run the marathon. So it is frustrating. But now we're here, we can see why the decision was taken.
Yes. So what happens now? Two little children to take around Manhattan.
I know, and they've written their banner, go mum, go, and they came to the expo with me yesterday where I picked up my number and lots of pictures were taken. And there were people there from Brazil and Saudi Arabia and Spain and Italy, and there's a huge international contingent here in New York to run the marathon. So I don't know, there was a suggestion they might run the marathon in a couple of weeks' time, but if they do that, I'm not sure they'll get all the international runners back because they've spent so much money to get here. I spoke to somebody this morning who said she'd spent years raising money to get here. It was a lifetime dream to run the marathon. She's a single mum, she's got 2 small kids, she's running it for charity. She says, I can't come back. Now that's my money blown. So I'm not quite sure what people are going to do, really.